So since I'm a student, I would like to talk about like my expenses. It's like 950 for my food. I feel like, okay, Germany is not my country. I want to spend the rest of my life in Switzerland. If someone is watching in India, can he or she invest in Germany? एपिसोड में यहाँ पे आज हम बात करने वाले हैं हाउ टू इन्वेस्ट इन जर्मनी एंड अगेन आई हैव नम्रता विद मी फ्रॉम होबार्च। जिन लोगों ने पुरानी वीडियो देखी होगी उनको पता होगा कि बेसिकली वी आर डूइंग लाइक अ सीरीज ऑफ टॉपिक्स व्हिच वी आर ट्राइंग टू कवर एवरीथिंग। सिंस आई एम अ स्टूडेंट आई वुड लाइक टू टॉक अबाउट लाइक माय एक्सपेंसेस। यूजुअली it's like 900, 400 for my rent, 200 or probably 250 for my food. Rest is like my health insurance, 120. It boils down to close to like 900. If you spend like 900 euros in Berlin, I think you can live like a decent lifestyle. That's what I've been living off since last 6 months, so I think that was decent. But I've heard like Munich is expensive.
Yeah, of course. But also, I mean, I come from Frankfurt. I can also tell you Frankfurt is expensive as well. I mean, being a student, you can also adjust in a wiki, in a shared apartment.
In Berlin, like I would just specifically talk about Berlin. Like, for example, like Berlin has like A, B, C zones. So if you stay in the A zone, it's more expensive. If you stay in B, then it's relatively cheap. If you stay in the C, then it's very cheap. For example, if you're talking about me, I'm unmarried. I don't have kids. And I'm living on my own, and so I think 1500. Like for example, if I pay like 800 in my rent and then 200 and everything.
Yeah, that's a good number.
So let's just say, okay, you have some surplus amount left. So for example, if I earn and then I have like 2000 euros every month in my bank account, which is like surplus, should I send back to India because in India I get like more returns, or should I just keep it in Germany? What is your take on this?
But what would be the reason if you would like to send it back to India? What's the reason for you?
Because I think in India, if you talk about India, I think the favorite option there is doing your fixed deposits, like FDs. If you keep in India, the money you still get some amount of return as well. Whereas in Germany, I don't feel you get return if you put your money in the bank account.
First of all, we just would like to differentiate between return and interest. In India, you get a little more interest than in Germany, of course, for sure. It doesn't have to be mean that in Germany we get less returns. So return on investment in stock market and so on is also, you can also approach a really good return also in Germany. And speaking about interest, yes, in India you get a little more interest. In India we have a little more inflation than in Germany.
But right now, Germany inflation is pretty.
Exactly. Yeah. Right now we are having an exception. So we should be looking at inflation. We should be looking at interest rate always on the long run to see how would it go in the future. So of course, inflation currently in Germany is high. So one thing would be if you have 100k, whatever left on your bank account. It will be eaten up by inflation, first of all. So you should be investing.
Okay.
Second thing is when we compare India to Germany, Germany to India, we should be looking on long run. Where was the inflation, at higher peak? What is the usual case in the economy? How does the economy behave? So we have seen in India usual higher inflation, and in Germany a moderate to really small inflation, that's 2%. So I would say, okay, you get interest in India. How much interest would you get?
I think it was 6-7%, if I'm not sure. Like my dad usually is like this. He works in a bank, so he's always aware of these things. But I think 6%. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I don't know. Do you have this concept of doing fixed deposits in Germany or no?
You can do that, Festgeld. You can do that, but that's not recommendable. Would you go with what is the gross salary, or would you go with where would I get the most of the net salary, because that's more important. Rupee is backed up by how many countries?
Just one. Recently, when we were shooting this video, I think 1 week ago, 2,000 rupees got off market because of some RBI policy. So yeah, I think these things also play a big role while deciding if I'm putting my money in this market, is it a stable market? For the whole demonetization thing, I think people have, like businessmen in India, they have already lost their trust in the government. It's like because cash market is pretty big in India. You feel like Germany is a better.
Exactly. So the currency is safe. Microeconomically, of course, Germany is much more stable than India. Last video we touched upon saving taxes. If you invest in Germany, you can also save taxes.
Okay.
So if you put all your money to India, if you invest only there, how would you like to bring that money back? What about the taxation? When you have 100k, I don't know, euros, you know, you want to bring it back. So how would you say, okay, where did the money come from? You have to tell Finanzamt about that.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to save taxes start investing in Germany because safer, stable country. That's why you moved in to Germany, right?
Exactly.
So when we say invest in Germany, it's not you start the contract. I would say is in Germany, but you have access to worldwide markets.
Okay.
So of course you can also invest in S&P 500, so in America, so US companies.
I'm pretty sure like my dad, he's almost like 58. The only kind of investments I think he did was like FDs. FD is like the Indian thing to go about. So what do you think in Germany is the best option, like stock markets, and what are the other options?
The best option is always, okay, what is the goal that you follow with your investment?
And how much is your risk appetite?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So it's about what is the purpose of the investment? Somebody says, I want to be financially free. Okay, then we should be looking at strategies, long-term investment plan. So you have a surplus, let's suppose 2,000 euros.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the most disastrous strategy would be to invest the 2,000 in only one thing.
Okay.
Always good to divide the money. Little bit liquidity, too short term. For example, the washing machine is not working. You have to fix it. Then with the other part of the money to invest in different type of strategies and also a lot of for different time horizons. For example, one long term, one mid term. Most of the people, I mean, hands up, if anybody of you have invested already in private equity. A huge private equity, maybe explanation just, so you can invest in the market, stock exchange, and outside of the market. Example would be a huge company that's there, but that's not listed on the stock.
Okay.
But you're already consumers of these companies. You also have opportunities to invest in companies that are not public, not listed on stock exchange. Like this, you diversify.
Don't you think this is like more risky? Like
no.
if a company is unlisted?
No, of course not. Again,
like educate me, like I'm really
exactly.
new to, yeah, okay.
Exactly. So of course, also there we do not only invest in one company. That's what just to make everybody understand. But of course we have funds, multiple companies. Same like in on stock, because we have seen companies crashing on stock as well. So that's not that much of issue.
That's not a guarantee of safety.
Exactly. What are you willing to take? What's the risk? And you define the risk and I define the strategy for you.
Okay, so it's not like a rocket science for everyone. Okay, this is the way you have to follow. It's like everyone has like a different budget, life situation, they have term goals, and like what's basically in their head you have to find out, and then take a consultation with her, and then just find out for yourself. So as we were talking about like the FD being like the favorite Indian option, I think the most favorite Indian option we are still missing is like buying a house. I feel like in Berlin at least like 85% of Berlin lives on rent. I am 2 or 3 years in Germany and I'm earning like 60,000 something. Should I consider buying a home or?
Of course, when we think about buying the house, we have to differentiate. Is it for our own use or is it as investment? As investment, we rent it out. We have a passive income. And if it's our own house, we're just paying the EMI, but there is no passive income coming out of it.
Okay, I think if people who are watching this, they are primarily students or they are expats who are just looking to buy their first home. So I think for them, I think it will be just for themselves. So
that will be liability. So because the house needs to be renovated, you have to take care of many things. So buying your own house is a liability.
Okay.
First of all, but of course that can be your goal, that can be your dream, and then we can put other investment options in a way that you can realize your dream much more
quicker.
Quicker. You have to have few, for example, you have to have your own equity to get a loan to finance your own house. And what you can always do is, what's also more, I would say, better to start with is a real estate as investment, a property, a small property. All of you are students, and when you came here, you were looking for accommodation, right? So, and what was a good size? 1 room, bedroom, hall, kitchen, small. And maybe fully furnished would be great for an expat. So now look at this mindset, and you can use exactly this small flats as investment when you are already working professionals.
Okay. So basically, you get this studio apartment, then you can rent out to others.
Exactly, and And that's also not that expensive as your own house, first of all.
Yeah, okay.
So that's feasible. And you will be doing return with that. Why? Because expats are coming out of from outside the country. We will be having students, so this is an investment opportunity.
Yeah, okay.
What you can for sure always make use of in Germany, we really have the strongest real estate market.
I feel like once you are new to Germany, I think you're a little like, okay, I'm new here. Should I not? Like language is a big barrier for initial years.
Yeah.
Like even if you learn language in India, it takes like a little bit a while to get used to like the accents here and everything.
Exactly.
So I think it makes more sense to get someone professional like you to look into like the whole. Like one last question before closing the video is like are people really investing in Germany, or are they just like sitting with their money in the bank account? How is it for your clients? Or
people are usually afraid to invest, so they want to invest. They know. I mean, we are talking about, like in the last video, blue card professions, about IT professions. Everybody they know that they have to invest, but there are some things that are holding them back. For example, the insecurity about would they be in Germany in 5-10 years.
Okay.
And of course, trust me, there are options where you can start investing, even if you're not sure. So the most dangerous thing would be to wait for 10-15 years and then start investing, but it's already too late.
For them, it's like, okay, I'm working here, so till I get my PR, I would not start investing. So, for example, if I start investing, and for example, after 2-3 years, 5 years down the line, I feel like, okay, Germany is not my country. I want to spend the rest of my life in Switzerland. So, how does that work? Like, what the money I've invested here is still fine, or?
Generally speaking, you can continue investing also while being outside of Germany.
Like, for example, if someone is watching in India, can he or she invest in Germany?
So if he or she has never been the resident, so for starting investing, you have to be resident in Germany. To take care of my clients also when they are, I don't know, in their home countries or wherever they now moved out. But their portfolios, their financial planning in Germany is taken care by me, even if they're outside. We can always have digital conversations. Maybe also the community knows that. So many of my consultations are already digital. So it doesn't make any difference where they are. And because we have these regulations that you still are able to invest in Germany, even if you're outside of Germany. So I guess why are they not investing? They do not know that they have this opportunity.
Okay. So yeah, that's about it. Don't be like that. Just be like a little more aware, and then start investing in Germany. And if you want to know more, you also have like a webinar or a workshop.
A workshop also for investment planning, where we go much more into detail about specific investment strategies. How can you invest your money? What is the right way to do it? We will be then putting the link maybe somewhere.
Yeah. Link is always in the bio, in the description. It's down there. Go press, and also press the like button as well. Okay, alles gut. Tschüssi. Tschüssi.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Oder tschüssi.
Tschüssi.
Tschüss oder.
Tschüssi sounds more cute. Tschüssi.